Look, listen, have you ever had somebody say something to you that stops you in your tracks and you think, whoa, that was really profound? It could be someone in your family, it could be a friend, someone you barely even know, yet it shapes the way you look at the world. I overheard my son, who's 4 going on 34, say something the other day that will stay with me forever. I'll get to that in just a minute. First, can we agree that every human being is entitled to their own beliefs? I'm not here to talk about religion, politics. It doesn't even matter to me if you believe in purple unicorns. Can we agree to just take those things and set them aside for the rest of this video? Just watch and listen with an open mind and an open heart. Even if you only agree on the bush quadding. Just in case you don't know what quadding is, it's riding ATVs or four-wheelers. He and we had stopped to enjoy a road pop. And it was one of those moments where you kind of feel like you're on a movie set because everything was so still and calm. And the crack of the beer can opening, it echoed down the trail air, and the sun, it felt so warm on the skin. Looking around, there was colors of the leaves, orange, red, and yellows. And we started talking about my nephew. He wasn't quite a year old at the time. All of the changes and how they grow so much in such a short period of time. Man, they grow up so fast. My dad, he looked over at me with a tear in his eye, and he said, having kids is one of the greatest gifts you could ever give yourself. And I nodded like I knew what he was talking about, but really at that point in my life, I had no idea yet. Honestly, I had told myself I was going to be an auntie, and that was that. For almost a decade, I was close with my family, but we never really talked about the kid thing. I danced around all sorts of conversations with them. And finally, after I met someone who was incredibly important to me, I told my parents about her. You see, sitting with my dad on that incredible fall day, that was something I'd worked so hard to get back to for a long time. I didn't know how to talk openly about what was going on in my life. I really didn't have a reference point or resources that I knew of to start the type of conversations that I wanted to have. Kids became a very important topic in my relationship, and I had to think long and hard about what did I truly want in my life. The whole process, it was just scary and overwhelming, and in the end I kept coming back to, life is too short not to be happy. Going through this whole process and having conversations with others, I now realize that my family, we're really not that different. We're 2 moms and 2 little boys, and the foundation of our family is love. At the end of each day, I go to give my boys a secret kiss while they're sleeping, and as my head hits the pillow each night, I want the same things you do for your family. You want them to be happy and healthy and know they're loved, just like my family. There's so many views in the world, and through the course of this journey, I discovered the more people I talk to at the end of the day, we all want the same things. One of the things I've learned is not everyone has the same definition of family. This campaign, this video, it's about starting conversations about all kinds of families. 2 moms, 2 dads, single parents, the whole spectrum of rainbow families that exist. Gandhi once said, an eye for an eye ends up leaving the whole world blind. Instead of having the same old us versus them type conversations, I'd like to offer an alternative. This is about creating a community, a movement based on love, not fear and hate. You may be thinking, this doesn't really have anything to do with me. I'm not gay, and maybe you don't even have kids. I would ask you to think about the people you surround yourself with. What if they were dealing with some of these same issues? What if it were your best friend, your sister, your cousin, a family friend, your niece, your nephew, a friend of your child's? Someone who's trying to find out the best way to start this very conversation. Well, what if we could start better conversations for a whole generation? And what if we didn't have to wait 10 years to have those conversations? What if in the end, all that truly matters is we treated people the way we wanted to be treated? Imagine what that would look like. What kind of world would it be if we all communicated from a place of love and acceptance? As you watch the screen, you hear my voice and listen to these stories, you now realize we're much more alike than we are different. If you're still watching this, that tells me there's a reason this message resonates with you. There's a reason you're still here. What if together we could started better conversations for our kids, our families, our friends, our communities? That's exactly what the Just Like My Family movement is all about. Starting better conversations. We have big aspirations for this movement, and the more we raise during this campaign, the more people we can reach with stories of real life and real love. Because life is too short not to be happy. At this point, I really only have 3 questions for you. Are you tired of all the messages of hate and fear, and you know in your heart there's a better way? Do you believe the opportunity to make a difference together has never been greater or more needed than it is right now? Are you truly willing to do something about it? If you said yes to any of these questions, then I invite you to become a part of the Just Like My Family movement. Donate and share this message with those that you feel need to hear it the most. Let's start better conversations and build a community together, because in the end, you truly are just like my family.